Peace, peace, family. How are you doing today? Hopefully, you're having a great weekend. You know, um, enjoying life is part of having a human experience, a spiritual being having a human experience, right? And that's what they say, which is rightfully so. And in this lifetime, it's not about only the struggles and the lessons and all that stuff and the choices that the choices, yes, but the lessons that we learn. It's not only about the negative part of it and the struggles and everything the obstacles. It's about also having your own personal experience when it comes to what is called life, right? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And by all means, we should try to enjoy it. This video is about building using struggles, using obstacles, using different things that was meant to tear you down to build a castle. So building a castle, building your foundation from the ground up, using the negative and changing it into positive. You transmutation of energy. That's real alchemy. That's what they call magic too. Is being able to transfer energy. Everything around us is energy in multiple different ways. Speech is a form of energy. The way we talk is a form of energy. The way we move, the way we think, our mind uses energy, our body uses energy. Everything around us uses energy to operate and to exist as it is. Okay. Now, when I speak on struggles, right, I'm speaking on my own experiences, of course. And something came to mind and it said to me, you have some lessons to learn. You have some more lessons to learn. And when I think on lessons, I'm like, man, what did I do now? You know? And it clarified, it was like, no, 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 no. The lessons that you're learning is to help others. However, you are the one that have to go through it. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of not fair. But I get the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, well, it is what it is. Not all lessons is meant for you. Some lessons that we go through as individuals and yourself and others is meant to help someone else. And usually those lessons aren't like really crazy or anything. Sometimes it is. However, it is our duty you know, it is really our duty to express and share our own struggles and obstacles and allow others to progress based on your experiences and stuff like that you've been through and stuff like that. So this is kind of like what I'm going through. But it's not like in a crazy way because I've been through the craziest part of it already. All right. So, but anyway, now there are people also and people that influences or or character or personality and or foundation, so to speak, and how we choose to live life and our happiness and stuff like that. They are people that in some instances, not all instances, that just don't like when someone else is happy, and mainly because they within themselves is not happy. They have their own personal issues, they have their own grudges, and because of that, it's almost as if they throwing stones at someone else in order to hurt that person, right? And it's almost as if they can't help not to throw the stone. It's like the hand that is throwing the stone is not even theirs. That's crazy because they don't have the willpower and they know in most instances what they do or what they're doing is wrong, but they don't have that willpower to stop themselves or to change course in a more positive or better way. So you will have people that they're throwing stones at you, right? And it's not even their own hand because they can't control themselves. And which is okay. It is okay. Now, it's not the person that's throwing the stones is the bigger issue here. And the bigger picture is really how do you deal with the stones that comes at you? How do you deal with the struggles? How do you deal with the obstacles? That makes a difference, right? So if they're throwing stones in the hopes of tearing you down or to hurt you, not physically, but it could be emotionally, could be spiritually, could be in many other ways, psychologically, thinking they're smart and yeah, if we do this, then that will work. And then every cycle or every certain period of time, they try different things and they keep going. I look at people like that as weak. And this is coming from like a emperor mindset. This person is weak. You know why it's weak? It's not that what they're doing is that the stones they're throwing is weak, but it's their own mindset and their inability to have self-control. They don't have it. So they continue. And some of them don't even want to, but they can't help themselves. So it's not their hand that's throwing the stones, but it's their arm. It's that physically it's their hand, but it's something else controlling that hand. So they keep doing it and they keep doing it. Some of them don't even know why. They don't know why. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes it's just deep jealousy. Sometimes it's just hatred of self, of themselves, not even the other person. Because usually sometimes the person that they try to put obstacles and struggles in their way, it has nothing to do really with that person. But they can't see that. They can't see that it's something within them that they need to work on and change course for a positive way or in a positive manner. And they can't see that. So they continue to throw the stones, you know, throw rocks and boulders. And I catch it. I'm looking at the stone and the rock in my hand. I'm like, the Most High is like, you know what? I got a perfect place to put that rock. Put it right here. And I take the rock, the struggles, the obstacles, the stone that they throw, and I put it perfectly in my castle. When they're done throwing stones, this castle is going to be so huge and so wonderful and and on a solid foundation because what was meant to break me is strengthening my character, my resolve, my personality. It's strengthening the way I view things, how I deal with things. So the more stones they're throwing, I'm taking it and I'm transmuting the energy. I'm doing alchemy, transmuting that negative energy into positivity, right? For example, someone will say, oh, let's give them, say it's a job situation, right? And someone in authority don't like you. Or they do like you, but they just have some kind of issues. And they decide to give you the more physical work. Like let me give them a bad team to work with. One, a bad team. So hoping that the person will fail with the bad team. Not only that, they'll they'll give you the most strenuous and more physically strenuous job to do that no one else really want to do or they have problems with and issues and it never worked for that those other folks for some strange reason. Not that they're not capable, but maybe they don't know how to deal with it and they'll put that on you, right? Say because it happens to other people. It's not just me. I'm not saying, I'm just using my experiences, past experiences to help. So they'll give you the most strenuous physical type of work to do if it involves anything physical or anything like that. You have to do a lot of hectic stuff and whatever. Now, how do you deal with a stone or those stones that was thrown? I can tell you from my experience, right? I use that physicality because normally if you're not a person that goes to the gym regularly and work out, right? You on the job, for me, is working out. It's working out. It's building them guns, babe. So I'm there, I remember years ago, I was working at a warehouse, right? And I was a supervisor. I operated a forklift and loading trucks, offloading trucks. There are a lot of pallets and stuff, pallets, the wooden ones, right? And sometimes I used to be like really tired on the job and I'll grab a pallet, like I lift the pallet up and it's not like pallets, right? I lift it up and I start doing this and I start doing bench presses. Standing up, I'm doing the list with the pallet, working out. And someone came to me and was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I say, I'm just working out. I'm working out because, if I'm going to do something that's strenuous and physical, I might as well, use it to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? And that's the mindset that I have. And the person even say, "Oh, so you at the gym?" I was like, "It looks like it. I'm working out, right?" And the person's like, "Oh shit, so you getting paid to be at the gym?" And I never even looked at it like that. The person's like, "So you're working out and you're getting paid to work out." But that was meant to be an obstacle because the manager or supervisor, the person in authority at the time, I was a supervisor, they felt like giving me the more strenuous activity was going to hurt me and break me. But still, I'm building muscles on that. I'm flexing on that because they're looking at it from the wrong perspective. They're looking at it from whatever envy or whatever hurt they're feeling, and they want to project that on someone else and hurt them in the hopes that it will help them feel better within themselves. And a lot of them might even laugh and giggle, like, "Oh, look at that." Not knowing that it's building you. And it doesn't have to be anything physical. Could be emotional, could be psychological. You take those stones, those emotional stones and boulders, and you build your emotions. Now you know how to love. Now you know what love is. Now you know what hate is, what envy is, what all the positive or negative aspects of it. So all that was meant to emotionally affect you, you take it, you transmute it, and use it to build your character, build your emotions even more, even stronger. A lot of people don't even know in my past, right? They may have taken something very, very, very dear to me, maybe more than one things. Could be physical stuff too, not just like a person or like a, you know, they it could be physical stuff. Could be something as simple as uh maybe say you like a pair of Jordans and they take that. Or a car, your favorite car, and it so happened that not that they come and just take it from you, but they set obstacles in your way in order to set you up or whatever it is that they do. These people, they try to think of things not knowing that in certain instances, it's it's gonna work out in the person they're attacking's favor because of the mindset of how they view it and they transmute it. So let's go back to say a lot of people don't realize that a few things that probably I've lost in the past, not say taken, I've lost in the past, right? That was meant to break me. Say it has nothing to do with anybody else influencing it. I just lose it, right? Say I lost it, right? That was meant to break me, right? Especially the things that I probably love the most or are very dear to. Didn't know that that was probably my only weakness. So when you take away my only weakness or weaknesses, what you think I'm left with? There's nothing, no, there's no penetrating the armor anymore. You already lost the game by taking away the only weakness, and they don't even realize it. Or life itself teaches you that, okay, maybe this here is going to hold you back, and it will put obstacles and struggles and cause you to lose whatever that is. Could be anything, you know, could be anything. Not in only people or whatever. I'm talking about anything. Not knowing that the only that thing was actually detrimental to your progress. And so things probably work out in a way that you end up losing that thing. And in some cases, that major thing that you hold on so dear to, right, was your only weakness. And because you lost that weakness, you're even 10 times stronger, 100 times, 1,000 times stronger. Now you're impenetrable. If it's someone that influenced that, they didn't even know that they messed up real big, thinking that it will hurt you the most. And yes, loss of anything hurts deep, right? But when you grow, when you is able, when you have the strength to overcome that and realize that, look, things will always come and go, no matter what it is. People, places, or things, right? Will always come and go in your life. But it's how you view it, it's how you look at it, it's how you move forward and always keep moving forward. And then you realize that, well, okay, it hurt after you heal, of course, because there is always a healing process. And it might take a little while, it might be quick, depending on how attached you probably felt, right? And you realize that you're way stronger today because now you don't have that weakness in your life anymore. Whatever it is, all right? It's like the weakest link in the chain, and they attack the weakest link in order to break the chain. But what it did was when they attack that weak link and remove it, the strong links just come together. So no, the chain is whole again. After you heal, so that weak link, that cracked link, they attack that, remove it with the hope that your chain will stay broken. But now you have two strong ends. The only thing that's going to bring those strong ends together and make that chain more solid, even better, way better than it was before, was the healing. And some people don't make it through that process of healing. That's why healing is important. My last video about healing, and healing always comes from within. Sometimes you have to sit by yourself. Sometimes you have to talk to a friend, a close friend, family member, whatever, and talk about how to move forward in a positive way, regardless of what negativity that affects you emotionally, could be physically, could be psychologically, could be spiritually, whatever, right? And so when it comes to struggles, when it comes to people throwing stones, sometimes they don't even know what they're doing. They think they know because, oh, this is a plan. Let me have a plan so I know what I'm doing. But they miss the bigger picture. That's a small puzzle that they're adding to your own character, to your own stability, to your own growth. So while they're throwing stones and struggles and all that, if you're able to take that and transmute it into something positive, right, you'll be stronger than ever. You'll be unbreakable. And yes, let them laugh and giggle and think they're winning. That's fine because they're looking at that puzzle. So they put that puzzle there and they don't realize that the entire puzzle piece is still not what it looks like to them. They don't realize that because they're not looking at the big puzzle piece. They're looking at their little stones that they're throwing, but it's making the puzzle come together, the entire puzzle. So, in essence, it's how we view things. It's how we view struggles and obstacles, whether it's influenced by others or not. Sometimes you're the one that is the obstacle in your own life. And I was at one point in time too. I was my own obstacle, you know. In a lot of things, I held myself back. Excuse me, folks. In a lot of instances, I held myself back, right? And I've learned my lessons. The good, important thing about lessons is that it's not the lesson, it's learning from the lesson. We go through lessons all the time. We make choices, and sometimes we make the wrong choice. Sometimes the choices are influenced upon us, right? In order to build us, not break us, is how we transmute it. No matter what lessons that comes away, it is really meant to build you, your own personal character, your own personal view of life, your own strength, spiritually, physically, emotionally. It is meant to build you, especially when you experience losses and lessons. Let me ask you a question. If there were no lessons in your life, if there were no obstacles, how would you grow? Just think about it for a second. How would you be able to improve? If you're a track star, a runner, for example, how do you get faster? You have to keep pushing. As things come your way, you keep pushing. It builds you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It builds you. It is not the struggles and it's not the lessons that is the issue. It's how you deal with it that make it an issue. And once you understand that, you're able to look at things from a different angle and realize that a lot of times external forces think that it's them that's influencing how you feel when actually you are the one that's influencing how you feel about whatever is happening. And there's always choices. There's always free will. And your own free will and choice is not to look at the lesson as, oh, this and that, and get angry at it. Look at the lesson like, okay, let me write one more in the book. Completed, overcome. I am a better person today because of the struggles and the lessons that I'm learning throughout life and I'm still learning. So I'm not saying that there won't be struggles and lessons and obstacles in the future. It's a lifelong thing, right? But it gets better and better the more you're able to transmute that negative into positive energy, that struggle into a blessing, into building, into growth, right? So today is not really a long video. It's pretty short. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. How to build your castle, how to build a castle. And that can be even financially too, right? In order to be financially successful, it's not knowing how to make money, but knowing what obstacles may come to stop you or to hold you back, or if you have gotten to that point, to disrupt what you have, the longevity of your wealth and your finances. You have to look at the pros and the cons. Now, the pros, okay, you're a go-getter. You know how to get it. But the cons is, what are the weaknesses in that plan? Or who are the weaknesses? Find them out, figure it out. If it's a thing, whatever, and strengthen that plan. So as you progress, even in finances or health or wealth or whatever it is, relationships, as you progress, you're stronger. You're able to say, okay, This lesson I've learned. This I've learned here. This I've learned here, right? Now let me put this over here. This fits right there, and that'll work perfect in building your castle. Build your own castle, become your own emperor, empress. But it starts within, and within is the foundation. All right. So I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you learned something from this video. It's always within, guys. It's always everything in life always starts from in the inside out. Whatever external forces that comes your way is meant to add to your armor. So as the external forces come to break you, take it and add it to your armor. Now it won't be able to work anymore, but it will defend you from further issues. So now, instead of allowing it to break you and use you, you are using it. Transmutation, alchemy. People think alchemy as, oh, yeah, it's evil and this is that. Well, if you think that way, live your life how you choose to, and that's fine. All right. So enjoy yourselves, enjoy your weekend, have fun also, right? And be safe and be thankful. Thankful to your God, thankful to the Most High. Give thanks and appreciation as days goes by, right? And even be thankful for the struggles and obstacles because it is meant to build you, not tear you down. Just look at it from a different perspective and you will understand. Okay? So, peace. Love you guys. Take care. Okay? All right.